Good evening, Lake Orion. Coming to you live. New time, same place. I'm your host, Pat Caputo. Ian Witherspoon, and I am between Taorminas. All right, yeah. Back in the saddle. Now on Tuesdays. Now at 6:30. Still live. And boys, we've had a weekend of baseball. Had a weekend of preseason football. Had a little weekend under our belts. Still on that high from Pat Caputo, I'm sure.
Had a preview show.
Had a preview show.
Football preview.
That aired last night. Yes. Good job on that, boys.
Thanks.
Just wondering why I wasn't invited on to give some thoughtful analysis, but that's all right. Maybe next show. Hey, listen, let's get right into it, though, with the Tigers. There they are. Anthony, you posed a good question a bit ago about what was the question?
Was it more of the Tigers doing bad, or was it more of just how much Baltimore has improved over the last few years?
They're done. The Tigers.
What?
They're done. The Tigers are amazing. I mean, like, you look at it here with the Tigers. I mean, like, they're 2 back to Chicago now. I mean, like, you just saw 2 out of 3. They're making me look bald every single time I watch them play. I'm serious. If you look at it here, you really think the Tigers are done? You are crazy.
Whoa! Wow.
You really think they're done?
Yeah, let's let the
No,
man
let me
breathe.
say my point.
All right.
Baltimore. The thing is that you got to give credit where credit's due. Baltimore played a very, very good series. Got to give credit to her. When we saw a good team come into Comerica Park. We saw them beat the Tigers. But, I mean, it's really about the rise of Baltimore.
So that's your answer.
Yes.
I mean, Baltimore is one of the better road teams in the major leagues. Okay, so
But to say the Tigers are done? Well,
let's have the reason.
The White Sox got swept by the Royals. They've been losing. They just picked up a half game last night because they beat the Yankees.
All right, so what do you say to the White Sox losing 3 out of 3 to the Kansas City Royals?
Well, I mean,
are they not done?
Well, Chicago. I mean, like, they're starting to get me in a little bit because, like, they haven't been consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They still leave runners in scoring position. Fister got rocked the other night against Baltimore.
Just came out, he's hurt.
And then you got, of course,
Nothing?
you got the pitching's been a little bit
The
iffy.
bullpen's been pretty bad.
Yeah.
The double plays killed the Tigers the last game against Baltimore.
Sure did. That
been
missed
the
double
last 2
play. Yeah.
games.
Yep. All right, so the defense suspect, bullpen suspect. Some of the starting pitching has been brutal.
They're exactly who I thought they were.
What?
They're exactly who I thought they were.
Who do you think they were?
Earlier in the season, the Tigers did not. They weren't consistent. They were getting into double plays, and they're starting to get back in the habit
What
again.
will Glenn Miller say to you?
I don't know.
I have no
I want
either.
to know when earlier in the season you're talking about, because they started out pretty hot.
Yeah, and then, of course, they went down.
Then your panic meter went to about 15.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
that's
panic
true.
meter's
All
now
right.
at a 50 right now.
It's at 50.
Yes.
So you're just done, though.
You're just
Are you
done.
done?
done.
Are you cashing your chips?
Yeah, you're cashing your chips.
You popped off the bandwagon. If they win the Central this year, I'll wear Tigers gear for about 3
That's
weeks.
not good. That's not good. Tigers gear, you got to wear like a dress or something.
We'll see.
Yeah, all right. Well, maybe.
All right, here's the thing here. You look, the Central Division still in reach. The Tigers do got to improve offensively. They got to improve on the small things. The small things are costing them.
Right.
You look at the argument, and I will say this. The Tigers are finding ways not to win the Central.
That's
opportunity after opportunity is being given to the Tigers, and they're not taking advantage of it. And that's the most disappointing.
Very
That's why
true.
I'm saying that.
Very
because
true.
everything.
But why are you saying they're done? If you look at the
because
White Sox,
they've been given every single opportunity to make up ground in Chicago. They haven't been able to make up ground.
No.
If you look at it here, with the Tigers, when are they going to make up ground? You know, it's starting to get late into the season.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not looking good for the
still
wild
about
card
winning
chance. They're not
series. It's still about winning series, and obviously, and Ian made reference to this on Friday about the last few games or next few games being at home, the 15 games.
Yep.
That if you look at it, the Tigers have got to keep winning those series. They didn't do that against Baltimore. They had their opportunities against Baltimore, but also, as I said too, it's about the evolution of Baltimore, how they've grown as a program over the last several years.
Buck Showalter. All right, I got a quick question for you. Waiver wire's still open, right? Trades can still be made on players placed on waivers. Do the Tigers need to go out and get a Soriano?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
I don't
Okay.
think.
Great debate. Tell me why.
I don't think the Tigers. I think that if you get another player, it basically says that you failed on Bosch, you failed on Avila,
Not
you failed
quite.
on Peralta, but
No, not necessarily
failed on
Peralta or
Barry.
Avila. No, I wouldn't say all that.
you say that you fail. I mean, if you get another, give them the chance to prove themselves and to redeem themselves in the eyes of Tigers fans.
I would say who you fail on if you go out and get Soriano is Bosch and Young, right? Those not very
They
good
haven't been
outfielders that are
consistent,
right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I think it's why you pick up a guy like Soriano because, like,
No.
Young has not done well.
Do you
Bosch
know
has
the
not done
Tigers have like the worst production from the 5th batting spot in the American League?
Yes, that's going to change next year when Victor comes back.
I hope so, but you went from having first to the worst. Just goes to show you how important Victor was last year.
Yes.
Do you think Soriano could be a Band-Aid, though,
Yes.
for this year?
Yes, because like he
No.
can. I mean, like he can hit balls out of the park. He can he's patient. You know what I mean? And of course, you know, I think he's a better bat than Delman Young. In my
Oh,
opinion.
definitely, definitely.
Wait till Victor comes back.
So just scrap this season?
What I'm saying is the season's still salvageable. The season's
is.
still winnable. You can still win the Central with those players. It's just they got to start producing.
Right.
When are we going to see Nick Calestos up?
What's his name?
Nick Calestos.
What's his name? You know, the guy. Yeah, it's something like
Yeah.
that. Probably when call-ups happen.
September
He's still
1st
in
is
Double
call-up.
A though. Let's not hitch our wagon to a 20-year-old though here in a pennant race, huh? Because that's not going to happen.
Hey, LA's looking like Mike Trout.
That's true. You
know?
just proved me wrong. I don't know if he's Mike Trout though. But all right, so real quick, let's move forward here. We got a little bit of time left. Tigers play the Jays, then Mike Trout and the Angels come in. Guys, something. Tell me. Talk to me. What do we need to see happen?
Tigers have got to get on a winning streak if they want to
Pick one aspect of where they've been struggling, either the bullpen,
double plays.
double plays,
Double plays.
hitting into them, or turning
Getting
a
into them. Getting into them.
Okay, so Delman Young,
Yup, getting into
Mr.
them.
Double
Yup,
play.
getting
Yeah.
into them.
Yeah.
It makes me want to just lose all my hair to see if the
Well, you don't
with
gotta
the
lose
Tigers.
your hair over it.
Yeah, I do because like with the Tigers, I mean like the Baltimore series, perfect example.
Yeah, that's a good point. And
Got to win series.
take the series,
You got to win it series at a time.
especially the Jays.
Toronto. Yep.
They have nothing. They're 9 games under 500, and they don't have Bautista. They don't have Lowry. They don't have whoever else. Ricky Romero's
They
not
got to
been good.
keep winning series. As simple as that.
All right. Well, Tiger Baseball is going to follow the show here today. Yeah, here we are. We're over here. How are we doing? We come back, though. We're going to talk a little Lions and no.
Dragons.
We're talking
Dragons.
dragons. We're talking dragons. Yes, we are.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chest. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
We own a Habitat home.
I love working on my Habitat home.
Soy dueño de una casa de Habitat.
My neighbor is a Habitat homeowner.
Being a Habitat homeowner has changed our lives.
My mortgage payment for Habitat is less than what I pay for rent.
Habitat for Humanity of Oakland County currently has homes available with mortgage payments lower than most rent payments. If you or someone you know needs decent and affordable housing, call 248-338-1843 or visit our website at habitatoakland.org.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on Orion Neighborhood Television.
Or ONTV.
Or ONTV, as some prefer to call it. You guys doing all right? How do you feel on Tuesday? You know? It's a little later.
Yeah.
Yeah? It's kind of like we're kind of like the Tigers Live.
Still growing gray hair as we speak.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, me too. Don't worry about it. We're all getting older, right?
I know.
Hey, so let's relive our glory days and talk a little Lake Orion football, shall we? Hey, go Dragons.
Week 1, Oxford.
Week 1, Oxford. The old rivalry renewed, huh? Like the old folks had it, you know, back in the day.
Well, this is an interesting game here because it's like a battle of Oxford, of course, wants to pound the rock, to do power trap. You know, that's always been their theme, whereas Lake Orion wants to spread it out. You know, I think it's an interesting game here. I think both teams are going to try to do their identity early.
Establish
themselves. I think that if you look at the matchup here, I mean, like, if the battle's going to be one up front, if Lake Orion can just battle Oxford through the trenches like they didn't do last year in that 40-20 loss, I mean, like, I think if Oxford controls the tempo, it's going to be another long year, and that double trophy might stay in Oxford.
Well, here's what I think. Last year, if you remember, Oxford had Prescott Line and Colin Getz, and if you remember, he scored 5 touchdowns.
Oh
Oxford does not have that this year.
No.
You are right about that. The war is going to be won on the trenches. Oxford likes to play power football. They like to do trap. Lake Orion likes to spread it out. I think it comes down to, and you said it best, and I'm going to actually agree with you, it will come down to who establishes themselves early. In 2010, when Lake Orion beat Oxford the way that they did, they controlled tempo early. They established it, though Oxford was not very good last year.
Not 2 years ago.
Or 2 years ago. Last year, it was a bit of a shell shock, you know, because it felt like, you know, hey, as a Lake Orioner, you're supposed to expect to go in and beat Oxford.
Aren't they? They're kind of little brother, right? Oxford?
I wouldn't compare them to little brothers.
No?
No, I wouldn't compare them to that.
Why not? What would you compare them to? What college or pro rivalry?
I wouldn't compare it to anything at all.
Because, totally unique.
Totally unique.
Why is that?
Like, if you look at it, this rivalry, it's a neighboring rivalry. It's separated by 4 miles apart. I mean, it's like, you know, when you're going into an environment with Lake Orion and Oxford, these are 2 bad blood rivals.
Right.
And then you look at that rivalry, it's not going to change.
I think you look at the stigma that associates Oxford feels like they have to beat Lake Orion just to establish themselves.
Little brother.
Whereas Lake Orion, the feeling is, you know, you beat Oxford, you move on to the next game.
You're supposed to do it.
It's like a business thing. It's like, you know, you go into like the next week after you beat, you know.
Sure.
Oxford, it's a little bit more in terms of the emotional.
They get up a little more.
Yeah, they tend to get emotional for bigger games. Not saying Lake Orion doesn't.
Right.
But, I mean, Lake Orion looks at it more as like a business type of approach.
Yeah.
You know, it's one game at a time, one day at a time. Oxford tends to just like hold that emotion in and like.
Looking at the schedule Oxford's got this year, Oxford's schedule is really brutal to start off. The first 6 weeks are against playoff teams. I mean, like, Oxford needs this game in the worst way. Do I think they get it? I don't think so.
Okay, so how does Lake Orion temper Oxford's emotion, right? How do they rebuttal?
You establish tempo early and often. You establish your will. You establish your dominance. Obviously, the game at Lake Orion is going to help in that way.
Right.
But it's all about establishing tempo, controlling tempo, and dictating. You know, just dictating the game. I mean, last year when Lake Orion lost to Oxford the way that they did, Oxford kept pounding it and pounding it and pounding it in with Prescott Line, and they ended up controlling tempo. I think this game is all about controlling tempo, as much as it is going to be about the season.
Okay,
it's going to be This has the feeling of if you control tempo, especially the first 5-8 minutes in this game is critical. It's crucial. If you don't control tempo, you're not going to win this game.
Interesting.
If you look at it with this game, you're exactly right. Control tempo. I think Lake Orion's got more athletic than Oxford, but I mean, like, you know, if Lake Orion can spread Oxford's defense around, I think that Lake Orion has a good chance to win this game and go to 1-0.
How do they spread them out?
Well, basically, if you can spread out the linebackers and the DBs, you know what I mean?
I would say.
How do they spread them out offensively?
I would say Lake Orion uses their athleticism. I say that they use their, obviously the big thing about Lake Orion's a lot more athletic this year than they have been in past years.
So are they able to pass more than Oxford's ready for, or what do you think?
I think they'll pass. I think they can balance it out, both run and pass.
Yeah.
But if but you just got to make, last season, of course, Lake Orion was, virtually, they were just shut down in that game by Oxford. Oxford took a lot of chances, and, they picked off some passes from Charette, but if everything goes as planned, it's home for Lake Orion's at home.
The motivation
factor, and I think, we'll see what happens.
All right, predictions. Who's going first? Ant, what do you got?
I think what's going to happen is very simple.
I want to score 2 when you're done.
Oxford's going to try to make this a game. Oxford's going to play hard. They're going to go out there and play hard. However, Lake Orion's too athletic. It's at Lake Orion. Also, Lake Orion just wants it from last year. There's no humiliation going to happen again. Lake Orion's going to win, and I'm going to say big.
Let me get a score. Let me get numbers.
I'm going to say it'll be very similar to 2010. I'm going to say, instead of the 45-6, I'm going to say maybe 31 to about 7.
I'm going to go in this game, of course, Lake Orion here, because, you look at the motivational factors there.
Hunger.
I think if the Dragons, I think, can control the front, you know what I mean? If the Dragons can pressure Glacier Wallington enough, I think they're going to do that. And I'm going to say Lake Orion in this game wins by a score of 42-14.
My word.
I'm not throwing Oxford's defense, and, of course, Oxford's got a brutal schedule after the Orion game.
Okay. Well, are we going to see you two out there?
Yeah, we'll
Pretty
be on
much,
the field.
we'll be on the field, yeah.
Sidelines?
Yeah.
Yep, sidelines.
A little reporting?
We'll see.
You know that Oxford's still having issues with the blue turf.
Yep.
Well, issues arise, and pending legal matters do come into play.
Yep. We get paying about having why are you selling your homes for about $300,000? Why?
They love Oxford football. All right, quickly. Final thoughts. Predictions are out there. What do you guys? Any words of wisdom?
To the people who want to make this Lake Orion Oxford issue outside the field, I have news for you. Just let the kids play the game on the field.
Good enough.
Let them play on the field. You know what I mean? If you go outside, you do bad things. There's no need for it.
You're ruining it for a lot of other people. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a fun rivalry.
It's a fun rivalry,
yeah.
And we want to keep it that way, right? To make sure that it lasts for years to come. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk a little Lions, and we have some call-outs to get to this week, so stay tuned.
Orion Township presents Barn Days on Saturday, September 8th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Orion Township presents Barn Days on Saturday, September 8th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Gather up the family and bring them down to Friendship Park to enjoy games, a petting farm, pony rides, food, and fun. Pick up some farm fresh produce at the farmer's market or take part in the Chamber Chili Challenge. Hop on board a hayride, but keep your head low because you just might encounter some Yankees and Rebels who don't realize the Civil War is over. Mark it down on your calendar, Barn Days, Saturday, September 8th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Friendship Park. Cost is only $5 per car. For more information, contact Orion Township Community Programs by calling 248-391-0304, extension 305, or visit www.oriontownship.org.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back to Between Taorminas, where we are directed by the wonderful Pat Ronan. A little shout out to him real quick. Hi, Pat. Hey, there you are, Pat. How are you doing? All right. Hey, listen, guys. Lions played a game in Baltimore. They won. Doesn't matter. It's preseason.
Yeah. Special teams are a concern.
Special teams can be a concern, yes. Although when you look at it, a lot of these people that are playing offense and defense right now, you know, later in the game they're gonna be on special teams eventually, or at Burger King making fries or something. But
Burger King? You're insulting the people of Burger King.
Wendy's. Sorry, my bad. All right, listen. Hey, we had a game. We'll talk briefly about it. What do you want to see more of in Oakland?
I want to see more offense, you know, Stafford, Johnson, you know what I mean? I want to see more.
What specifically do you want to see from them? Because do they have anything else to prove to you? Or
I don't think they do. I mean, like, I like to see them run a little bit more.
You want to see them run the ball? They are actually running the ball, you know, kind of well, but it's preseason once again. And what do you want to see in Oakland?
I just want to see that complete game.
Yeah.
That complete game from the Lions that they're capable of giving.
A complete preseason game.
A complete preseason game.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know, what about Bell from Wayne State? Do you want to see more of him?
I think he'll be playing special teams.
Do you want to see reps from him with the first team?
On special teams, yeah.
No? No first team?
No first team.
No, okay. So who do you like going into the season?
I think it'll be LaSure and
well, LaSure's out 2 games, and he's still a little banged up. Okay.
Smith.
What about Keelan Williams?
He'll be cut. He'll be cut.
So you want Bell on the team and Williams cut?
Right.
Okay. What about Stephon Logan? You think he can add to the running game?
No.
Just a return man?
Just return.
Okay. Specialized guy? You guys really don't have much to say about the Lions today.
Nope.
So, okay. Well, let's get into some call-outs. Who's going first?
I'll do it.
All right. Anthony, giddy up, cowboy.
We all have grudges. Chicago, 2003. You guys obviously were so close to getting to the World Series. You guys didn't do it. Didn't get the job done. You blamed it all on Steve Bartman. Bartman, listen. I know you went into hiding. Understand this. How many years has this been? Almost 10 years? It's time to move on, man. It's time to apologize. It's time to just go to a game in Wrigley. They're not going to boo you. They're not going to hate you. Okay? Don't hold a grudge against the city of Chicago. There are those who do hold grudges against people. Those of you who hold grudges against people, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Bartman, don't be one of those people. It's just alarming that you hold that. Go back to a game, reveal yourself, tell people in Chicago, hey, I'm all right. You're not going to get killed. You're not going to get murdered. I mean,
no promises.
You know, just don't hold the grudge against the city of Chicago. Okay? There's good people in Chicago. My cousin lives in Chicago. Several other people I know live in Chicago.
Wasn't your cousin one of the people that had the pitchfork outside of his house?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Different Taormina. Oh, sorry, go on.
But anyways, I mean, listen, this goes for people who do hold grudges. Listen, if you want to hold a grudge for the rest of your life, I mean, I'm sorry, man. I really am. All right.
All right. Bartman.
Yep.
Calling him out.
Yep.
All right, well, who's next? Me? All right. Listen, guys. Was 2011 a fluke for the Tigers?
Yeah.
You think it was a fluke?
No, it wasn't.
I don't think it was a fluke. They played good baseball. Do you know when they played good baseball? Right now, down the stretch. Late August, September. Detroit wanted good baseball. Okay? Last year was not a fluke. We have the support staff to do it. They need to show up, and they need to play like they can. I trust there's magic in the mustache of Jim Leland. I trust something can happen here because what we've been on, this emotional roller coaster this year, it hurts. And like Sammy, I'm ripping my hair out. I can't take it. And I need people like Bosch, okay? I need Delman Young. I need them to play proper baseball. I need them to make plays that normal Major League Baseball players make. What's payroll? 130?
Yeah,
something like that. Fifth in baseball.
One of the
All right.
highest.
I think we're in the middle of the pack right now in terms of record, 14th or something.
Yeah.
Not good enough. Not good enough. So tonight against the Jays, I could play for the Jays right now. They have nobody. Who's on their team? I can't name anybody.
Not Batista.
Omar Vizquel?
Yeah.
He's 50. Anyways, time to get it on tonight. Let's go Tigers.
Okay. Here am I here with my first call out. He's the chairman of the WWE. I don't like, he made a drastic change. First of all, this guy I'm going to call out first is Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, why? Let's look at what you've done in 2009. Why would you turn an Attitude Era into a kid-friendly WWE? Why? You tell me why? You tell me why? Here is because you want to see people like John Cena go like, oh, you can't see me. You're a disgrace. And then, of course, what I hear in the news the other day is WWE wants to do a mystery with Scooby-Doo at WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, the grandest of them all. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know, leave WrestleMania alone. Leave it alone. Instead, you want to promote it for little kids, for family-style WWE. You know what? No wrestling fan likes that, and it's on your head. You're a disgrace, Vince McMahon. You're a big disgrace. Okay.
All right, calm down. Calm down.
Reload the gun. Here we go.
The next one I'm going to call out, I have a lot of respect for him, but he called me out in episode number 34 of Between Taorminas. He won the supervisor role, and his name is Supervisor Chris Barnett. Chris Barnett, what? Let's see. You said I was a bad coach. You said that you insulted me in front of my good friends over here. And, you know, I still have bad feelings about it. I have a lot of respect. You know what I mean? Heck, I voted for you during the supervisor election.
Oh,
they let you vote?
They let you vote.
They let me vote.
Wow.
They let you vote.
Yeah, they let me vote.
Okay.
But you know what? I'm happy for you. Congratulations. But Chris Barnett, please don't insult me again. It hurt my feelings more than anything else.
That's Supervisor Chris Barnett to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, supervisor.
He's more than welcome to come back on the show.
He is more than welcome. I want to invite him back.
All right.
He won't be invited back. And the next one here, I'm going to call out my last one. He is threatening the NHL again with the CBA negotiations. I've called him out once already. He's a crybaby. His name is Commissioner Gary Bettman. Gary Bettman, why? Why are you doing this to us again? Why are you doing this to us? You know, you see, like, deal and negotiations are far apart. Do you care for the fans? I don't think you care for the fans, and that's why they hate you around the entire NHL. Because you don't care for the fans. You don't care for me. You don't care for Ian. You don't care for Anthony. You know what I mean?
You don't care about Wings fans.
You don't care about Wings fans, Avs fans, Stars fans, Kings fans, everybody. You're just there for yourself because you're spoiled. That's what you are, Gary Bettman. You are spoiled. You are a spoiled little pony pump princess in a monkey chain, and that's why you call yourself commissioner for life. Gary Bettman, you're a disgrace. You're a disgrace to the NHL. You're a disgrace to hockey around the area. You know what I mean? If you think you're a role model for children, give me a break. I can name 10,000 people that are better role models than you are.
All right.
Okay. Wow.
Deep breaths.
Deep breath. Deep breath.
Man.
Okay. Man, that was very bitter, especially towards Vince McMahon and towards
those
Gary
two are
Bettman.
biggest losers and the biggest hypocrites in the
But you are aware Vince McMahon is responsible for the WWE being as successful as it is.
Well, that's one, but I didn't like what he did with bringing it from the Attitude Era to the
Scooby-Doo era?
Kid era and the Scooby-Doo era, yes.
Wow, Scooby-Doo era wrestling and no hockey. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, we're done. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good show. Feels nice on a Tuesday, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
All right, we'll join you next Tuesday right here, same time. Yeah, be good, kids.